This is Organised Chaos. I'm Christine, and with me are two wonderful and wise women, Monica and Julia. And I thought it might be good for us to have a bit of a discussion about gratitude, because during these tough times, being locked away, sometimes we just have to stop and think about the good things in our lives. And for just about everybody, there are good things. Sometimes it's a bit of a struggle to come up with your list, and for others, there is a huge list. And I think it's very empowering to remind yourself every day about the things you are lucky about. And I've been doing that for quite a long while now. I once saw a gratitude diary in a health shop I went into, and I knew it was a waste of time to buy it because I wouldn't write it down, but it did start a process with me where every day I say thank you for the good things, and there are a lot of good things that I'm grateful for. What about you, Julia?
I love gratitude because for me it's actually been a real key in having positive mental health. And I love what you said about the gratitude diary. When I was in a really low point in my life, I rang a friend of mine who was a psychologist, and I was having a big whinge and moan. You know how you have those like, for me. I was just telling him all about it. And he said to me, look, I need you to go down to the shop and I need you to start writing in a gratitude journal. And I was just like, oh, that is the dumbest idea I've ever heard. Like, did you not fully comprehend the bigness of my problem and the smallness of your stupid solution? But I was brought up where when men tell you what to do, you do it, but just in a very passive aggressive way. So I went down to the shop and I bought the smallest diary I could find with the tiniest little pencil, and with a terrible attitude, I took it home, opened it up and wrote, I'm alive on the first page. And I flicked it to one side and thought, this is not going to work. The next day I picked it up and I opened it and I wrote, I've got two beautiful children. Threw it aside. Third day I picked it up and I wrote, I've got a roof over my head. Now, it wasn't the roof that I used to have when I'd been married. It was a funny little house in the middle of West Auckland. It's some eye-watering rental sum, but it was a roof over my head, and I was grateful for that. And over the next few months, I wrote every day just one thing that I was grateful for. And what I discovered was that gratitude is a practice, not a perfect. And I had to do it over and over. And the more I did it, the more I began to see, and there's some really good science around that I won't go into today, but we can learn so much about gratitude. And I actually think that sometimes having it as a practice forces us to get as part of our world, especially if you've got kids, because the more they see to be grateful for, the more they're actually going to see. So, Monica, how do you practice gratitude in your world?
Well, I just love what both you two incredible ladies have said. And I think for me, on my bad days, and I've certainly had a few of those, I go to a bigger picture that's not about me, and I think about the way the world works. So I'm really grateful for seasons, because they help me realize that sometimes, and my least favorite season is winter. People have different ones, but winter, while it can be bleak, and a grey sky and a grey road on a grey day puts me in a grey mood, but it can be bleak, but you know what? It's okay, because that little bud is going to come out. That little lamb is going to be born. The daffodils do arrive, and it's spring, and then it's summer. And when it's summer, I'm so grateful that I went through winter, because I really enjoy and appreciate summer. So those seasons help me sometimes with my moods, because we all go through those. Autumn, we might be on a bit of a downer. Winter, we're in a slump. And I know for different people, some people love winter, so it's around the other way. But give me a blue sky and some sun any day. And so I go back to that. I'm grateful for seesaws, because they teach you about balance. They don't work properly. You can't get into the middle until you've balanced it out. I use that. And I said before, I was a maths teacher, so I was grateful for algebra, because what you do to one side of an equation, you've got to do to the other. So if it's something bad, you need to do something good, like write in that grateful journal.
You know, in Buddhism, there is a saying, for whenever you've got troubles, you remind yourself that spring always follows winter. And you know, I often think about that, because even at the worst of times, nothing lasts. Someone I worked with always used to say to me, this too will pass. And sometimes you think it's taken a hell of a long time for something to pass, but it does. And spring always follows winter. Thank you both for that wisdom. And I think all of us are going to grow from just thinking about that gratitude. Writing it down, if you're more disciplined than me, is great, because you can go back and look at it. You can remind yourself of what you've been grateful for and how it's grown. Thank you so much. This is Organised Chaos signing out.